I don't even like the word poor. Pre-rich, peace out. I am leaving, baby. A lot of people like to say that talking about money is not feminine, but there is nothing more feminine than being protected and being secure. When you seek financial freedom and financial independence, that is exactly what you're providing for yourself. I have read a ton of finance books. I've got my bachelor's degree in finance. I've got my accounting advanced diploma. I've got nearly a decade of finance and accounting experience. And this is what I would tell my younger self if I had to sum up 10 rules of finance that every woman should know. If you're new here, my name is Lynn and I talk about personal development and personal finance on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe if you enjoy content like that. Number 1 is understanding the power of compound interest. The earlier you start investing, the longer time you have to take advantage of compound interest. Compound interest would be earning interest on your principal plus the interest that you earned on that principal. Those who understand it take advantage of it and earn compound interest, and those who don't understand it are victims of it. Perfect example is credit card companies. Credit cards charge you compound interest, and a lot of people don't understand credit cards, so they end up paying a lot more in credit card fees than necessary. Let me know if you'd like an entire video explaining and deep diving into compound interest. When it comes to investing, time is of the essence. It does not have to be large, grand gestures of investing, but small increments over time make huge impact. The next principle is pay yourself first. Now, this is a concept that I had to learn the hard way, but essentially paying yourself first means treating your future self as if she is a mandatory expense and a priority instead of treating her like an afterthought. Instead of paying your rent, going shopping, paying for a vacation, nails, new outfits, and then whatever you have left over, saving and investing, instead you would do rent, car note, the necessities, and in that list of necessities, you would also include investing and saving. And then with whatever's left over, then you do the things that are more so a nice to have or want to have, but not a need to have. All the fun girly things that make life worth living. We love those and we enjoy those. But the thing is, if you have $100 to do the things that you want to do, you're going to make that $100 stretch. But if you have just $100 left over to invest, you may or may not put that money into the stock market and let it grow for you. You may or may not put that money aside to buy an investment property. You do that as if your future self is a bill collector that's going to be affecting you if you don't take care of her first. Next, create a budget and stick to it. Budgeting is not only for people who are living paycheck to paycheck or scraping to barely get by. Budgeting is something that even large corporations and enterprises do. When large businesses, corporations, and enterprise budget, they call it a fiscal plan. They call it financial forecasting. They call it a financial strategy. You need to start treating yourself like you are a business and give yourself a budget that you stick to, because that helps you to know your finances better, to know where your money is going, and to have a better relationship with your money because you're not scared of it. You are getting to know your finances and your financial habits, and that helps you to make better financial plans and better financial decisions for yourself in the future. You are also not delusional about how much money you actually spend and how much money you actually make. Budgeting is not only for the poor girls, okay? I don't even like the word poor. Pre-rich, the girlies that are currently rich, and the girlies that are going to be even richer. I have a template, a budget template down below for you that'll help you to organize your finances and see exactly where your money is going. It's down below, and if you use the code YouTube, you can get it for 50% off. Always have yourself an emergency savings fund, or as I like to call it, a peace out fund. If I'm in a situation that's not conducive for my health or the health of those around me, please believe that I am going to chuck up my deuces and say peace out. Peace out. I am leaving, baby. Whether it's a job, a person, a place, or a thing. All the proper nouns can get it because I make sure I have 3 to 6 months of savings saved up. If you're self-employed, you want to stay on the further end of that. 9 months, maybe even a year if you can, depending on how volatile your business is. But you definitely need to have yourself your own little savings account so that you can handle any unexpected expenses without the overwhelm and without the turmoil. As far as money making goes, my next principle is solve big problems and get big pay. The bigger the problems are that you solve, the more money and the more compensation you get. Also, the bigger your reach is, the bigger your paychecks are as well. I've heard so many debates about why athletes get paid the way they do. And the reality is, they are reaching a lot more people. Conversely, there are many professions that don't have a large reach, but they're solving very important or very expensive problems. Solve large problems, whether it's by quantity or by scale, and you get larger paychecks. That brings us to our next principle, which is to treat yourself like a business. Make sure you are treating yourself like a business when it comes to earning, expenses, and liabilities. If you're getting married, you need a prenup. I don't care how much you love that man or that woman. Marriage is a legally binding entity. You're going into a lifelong legal agreement, and you have to make sure that you have stipulations that are favorable for you and your partner, because if you don't create those stipulations, the government will create it for you. Marriage is not just about love. And I know my lover girls don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. If it was just about love, you wouldn't have to sign any paperwork and legally file anything. It's a legally binding document, and you have to make sure that you are protecting both yourself and your spouse while you guys still like each other and are very much still in love with one another. Because God forbid, knock on wood, something happens and you guys are no longer in love, or you guys no longer like each other, somebody might end up getting screwed over, and that's the last thing we want for people that we care about. And it's overall just poor financial planning. That brings us to our next financial principle, which is to date within your socioeconomic bracket. You can be friends with anyone you want, of any wealth class that you want, any tax bracket you want. But if you're thinking about dating to position yourself in the long haul, I think it's very smart and wise. I would tell my younger self this, to date within your socioeconomic status, because I have had experiences on both ends of the spectrum. And I will tell you, the only peace I've ever experienced is dating someone who made a similar bracket as I did, because we could afford to do the same things together. There was no question of whether or not this person was with me for my money or I was with him for his money. And we were able to do life comfortably together without someone feeling like they were being taken advantage of, or someone feeling like they were walking on eggshells around the other one, because at any moment their lifestyle could be pulled from right under them. Be friends with everybody else. You can have a million friends, but you can only have one life partner. I just know there's a girl out there like, girl, I'm trying to marry rich. Get rich. I promise you, get rich before dating rich, because it changes the trajectory of the relationship. Your mental health will love you and be so appreciative that you worked on yourself and you were dating someone who is a direct mirror of who you are. I've done the opposite, dating someone with way more money than me when I barely had my finances together. And I'm telling you, the power dynamics are different, okay? It doesn't matter how much they love and care about you. Anybody who knows that they hold the financial power in a relationship will consciously or subconsciously exercise that power whenever and however they choose to. Some people are very extreme with it, and some people are subtle with it. But either way, they know their power in the relationship and they exercise it. The next principle is cash is king, but credit is power. Cash is great and it's a lovely thing to have, but credit can take you places that money can't, because it gives you leverage. When broke people are in debt, they call it just that, debt. But when rich people take out debt, they call it leverage. Why? Because the principle is that you'll be able to take out money that's going to help you to make money in the long haul. Things like getting a mortgage, getting a business loan, getting a line of credit, and using that money to invest in another stream of income for you. Mortgage helps you to make money because you're able to earn equity on a home that's worth, let's say, $600,000, even though you only put down $60,000. Just an example. A business loan helps you to, of course, bring in more business and more revenue. A home equity line of credit helps you to maybe make some renovations around your home so that you could sell your home for a higher value. Good credit not only helps you to earn more money, but it also helps you to qualify for things like an apartment, a job, a car. And yes, you can have a lot of cash, but bad credit will cost you more in the long haul. Next principle, diversify your income and your investments. I like to think of income streams as legs of a table. If a table only has one leg, if it collapses, so do you. You need to have multiple legs and multiple streams so that if one collapses, you're still stable until you replace that income stream. And the same thing goes for your investments. Don't only invest in one place. Of course, if you haven't started at all, start small, start in one place and then scale. But as you grow, learn other areas areas where you can either earn more money or invest your money in other industries. So that looks like investing in the stock market, but also investing in real estate. That looks like earning at a 9-to-5 job, but also having a business of your own that brings in money. Have yourself some life insurance, but also have yourself a will and or a trust. Diversify the ways that you earn for yourself, invest for yourself, and ultimately protect yourself. Because in this life, nothing is 1,000% guaranteed other than death. There is no such thing as a 1,000% recession-proof industry because we don't know the future. No one could have predicted COVID, and a lot of businesses that were sturdy went out of business. So for peace of mind, diversify at your own speed. Know the power of negotiating. Whether it's a business deal, a raise, or your salary, closed mouths do not get fed. So you have to learn to speak up and negotiate in a way that is not off-putting. My favorite book on this topic is The Art of Negotiation, but here are 2 other books that you can also listen to on audiobook. Strive for financial independence. That will give you a sense of peace and control over your life that nothing else and no one else can guarantee you. Whether it's a partner, a job, a family member, nothing will ever compare to you building your own wealth and building your own security. You will have confidence like none other. You will have self-esteem like none other. And no one will be able to take away from you what you built for yourself. The knowledge that you have granted yourself, the security you've put in place to make sure that your future is set up are all things that can never be taken away from you. And when you control your money, money cannot control you. A lot of people like to say that making money or talking about money or being a business owner is not feminine and it takes you out of your feminine, but there is nothing more feminine than being protected and being secure. When you seek financial freedom and financial independence, that is exactly what you're providing for yourself. So that is it for today's video. I love you guys so much. I would love to know what are some financial principles that you live by that you think every woman should know. Drop it down below. I have so many more of these that I can talk about. Let me know if you'd like me to do another video on financial principles that every woman, I think, in my opinion, should know. I love you so much. Love you to the moon and back. Be true to you. Mwah. Bye.